Tribune sports writer Chris Yukas, and I'm here with NT sports editor Kevin Klum and sports writer Jared Bell. And today on NT Prep Preview, we're going to take a look at the postseason for area winter sports. Guys, area wrestlers produced one of the strongest finishes in recent history on the mats while at the state meet at Champaign. Jared, you were there. Tell us about some of the action.
Yeah, it was actually a lot better than I even anticipated, especially a couple of weeks ago. I didn't think that we'd have a lot of kids down there. We ended up having a lot of kids down there, and 3 of the 4 placed. So it was led by Ottawa's Daniel Close, who got 4th at 138 pounds. You also had junior Alex Fuentes from Ottawa. He's a 195 pounder. He got 3rd, or excuse me, he got 6th, as well as Jacob Weaver, who was LP's 126 pounder. It was the 3 state medals was the most we'd had in almost a decade. We had 4, I think it was in 2001, and 3 in 2002. So, like I said, considering I didn't expect it to be that great of a state tournament a couple of weeks ago, kids really wrestled well at the end and had a great showing.
And all 4 are back next year, so we can have even better showing next year.
We even mentioned Cyrano Rayfield, the 220-pounder from Ottawa. He's also a junior, like you said, so all 4 of them are back.
And while wrestlers wrapped up their season at state, area boys began the basketball postseason Monday with regional finals set for Friday. Guys, who are some of the best bets to take home a regional title?
Well, we're filming this on Tuesday, so if I say something and someone loses, don't blame me. But we have the Class 1A Henry Regional. There's a couple contenders there. Henry is the 1 seed. They're playing Marquette in the semifinals. Putnam County is a 2 seed. They have a good chance at it. They're playing Woodland. That should be a really good semifinal on Thursday because they played 2 really close games, including a triple overtime in the Tri-County tournament. So I would say those Putnam County and Henry have a good shot in 1A.
Yeah, for 2A, we have the Bureau Valley Regional. It figures St. Bede, the number 2 seed, and Seneca, the number 1 seed, are the teams that beat. But BV can also do it, and we don't know about Hall or Princeton after the wind delay, I guess, the power delay, whatever you want to call it, Saints delay, I guess, for the Superdome. We also have Fieldcrest in 2A. They played tonight, so Tuesday, at the Eureka Regional Semifinal. They're the top seed in the regional, so we hope that they would win, but that is a very, very difficult regional. And even though they're the 1 seed, I could see them losing to Pure Christian, who's the 5 seed. But if they win, we could have potentially 3 small school regional champions from our coverage area, which is probably the most we've had in a couple, past few years.
It was definitely an interesting scene in Manlius Monday night for that regional game with the disco lights, I called them. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before, with the lights were strobing off and on. And
all you needed was the skates.
Yeah, it was something. It was something. And while the small school boys are already in the postseason, big school boys have 1 more week to prepare before they take to regionals. And you can bet the Cavaliers of LP and Pirates of Ottawa will be working hard to prep for their postseason. So 3rd matchup this year for the 2 foes from the conference, and it's going to be a good one again.
Oh yeah, I mean the 2 rivals have had some pretty good games. Ottawa was leading the first game at halftime, but LP came back to win. LP took control of the second matchup this past Friday pretty early and led throughout. But I wouldn't count the Pirates out. I think both teams are capable of winning that game. It's a semifinal. Well, let's say LP has to get by Dixon first, but I think they can handle it. They've blown out Dixon a couple of times. But yeah, that semifinal should be a good one on Tuesday. Mendota is also in that regional. They start off on Monday with Sterling, and if they advance, they'll face the top seed Rock Falls. So we'll see how the Trojans handle their transition to 3A.
That's a lot of Northern Illinois Big 12 schools up at Tabor Gymnasium for that Rock Falls regional.
Yeah, they're about half the field.
It was surprising too that Rock Falls got the 1 seed. A lot of people thought that LP and Ottawa were the top 2 teams in that regional. So you might as well have the 2 best teams playing in the regional semifinal as well. And not to say that Rock Falls is going to be a pushover, but you would expect one of either Ottawa or LP to hopefully win that regional.
And now, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, NT Prep Preview Powerhouse Players. Mr. Baker, you're smiling. You know it's time for that tape.
Powerhouse Players of the Week.
Powerhouse Players of the Week.
Powerhouse Players of the Week. How's that?
Well, guys, our first Powerhouse Player of the Week is Ottawa 138-pounder Daniel Close. We mentioned the sophomore earlier in the show, but he had an area best 4th place finish at state. He's one of the first Ottawa wrestlers to place in probably about 5 years. He beat a kid from Dixon in the first match on Saturday to get to the medal round. The kid had beat him twice already, so it was a big win. It was an all-around great day for him and an all-around great day for Ottawa wrestling, as well as LP's Jacob Weaver. So it was a good state tournament.
Then moving on to someone who's very familiar to this segment. He's pretty much taken up residence here the last couple weeks. Jen Soderholm from LP. He had 2 big games. We had 18 points and 13 rebounds on Friday against Ottawa. Came back on Saturday with 30 points and 14 rebounds in a win over Kankakee. So he's just continuing his hot streak.
And last but not least, we have Jen's teammate on the Cavaliers, Noah. Whoa, Lamboli. Noah had 32 points Friday and 15 points Saturday to help the Cavaliers to a pair of wins. Thanks for watching NT Prep Preview, and check us out next week where we talk about boys basketball regionals and more at www.newstrib.com/sports.